Okay, guys, apologies, but no apologies for being in my bathrobe and fresh out of the shower because really my goal is to look. Okay, guys, apologies, but no apologies for coming on in my bathrobe. But my goal is to speak to the moments that inspiration hits me and I have these ideologies, philosophies, epiphanies, whatever you want to call them, thoughts, opinions, anything. But take a moment to think about when you talk to somebody who you're speaking to their dream or like what seems to be the impossible. Just let's take the lottery. Whenever you talk to your friends about like what would you do if you win the lottery, what happens? Everybody kind of lights up and they kind of get in this this good place. And you can do the same when you're talking to people about their dreams as well. What is it that they want to do? What are their pursuits? How are they doing in their pursuits? We need to start cultivating a supportive environment, a very supportive, not just in passing, but be consistent with our energy. Be at that point where we are invested with them. And it doesn't necessarily have to mean financially. We don't have to, applaud everything they do, but let's be more invested financially, excuse me. And the reason I say that is because the most beautiful thing that I believe, or one of the most beautiful things that a person can do is grow. And how do they grow? How do things grow? We look at when flowers bloom, we say, oh, that's beautiful. When the harvest comes in, look at these beautiful tomatoes and these apples and all of these things. When things grow, when our children grow, we beam with pride. So when did we stop growing? And when did we stop farming growth in others? So our support is what food is to a small child, or milk, what sunlight and water and seed is to plant life. Those are all things that we can cultivate in one another and watch that beauty, watch somebody bloom. And even if they don't realize their ultimate goal, their beauty is through the growth process, not necessarily the end result. And it's just like respecting the climb, but appreciating the view. And so that's where it just kind of comes to me, and it doesn't mean I'm wonderful or anything. I just want to keep speaking so you guys kind of get to a mindset that maybe you don't have, or maybe things that you hadn't thought of. And it's just the same thing that people share with me, things that I hadn't thought of. And so it inspires me to help inspire others, and they inspire me in return. And we have this very cyclical sort of chain, and it's a positive chain of events, a positive chain of support and reinforcing and affirmations for one another. So I'm going to keep this very short, but just think about those possibilities, that warm smile, that man, if I could only do that. There's freedom in that. We feel good about that. And it doesn't have to be just like a scratcher ticket or a one off, one in how many billion people or whatever the odds are of winning the lottery. Our lottery ticket is within us, and we can often cash that in. But a lot of times it takes a lot of support. Nobody really does this life by themselves. So support one another, support the growth, cultivate it, and really support it as it's happening. So, guys, I'll leave it at that. As always, subscriptions, likes, notifications are greatly appreciated, and we'll catch you soon. Peace, love, unity, solidarity.